Boom, baby. We are live. Welcome to the Tokyo Crypto Show, episode 83. Where we're talking about Ethereum at a new all-time high while Wall Street bets gets wrecked. Man, oh man, it has been a crazy week here in the financial side of things. I am your host, Jonathan from modernlifedating.com, an interview with a man here on YouTube. I'm joined by the smartest man in cryptocurrency himself, Charlie from cultivatecrypto.com, sporting the 1970s wrestler goatee. He will hit you with a chair. What's up, Charlie? How you doing, man?
Doing pretty good. It's our shows here before America goes back to the other time zones are like an hour before midnight. So took a little nap here, got my beauty sleep. Now we're ready to go.
Oh man, I'm ready. We are live, and let's do this, man. I took a nap as well before. I took like a quick power nap because I was just so tired. I've been doing the webinar training for body language mastery in the Masculine Empowerment Network, and we're starting day 3 today of a 15-day intensive all-around educational course on Zoom with questions and answers. You know how it is. You've done these. I've done these. So I'm actually going to go to a doctor tomorrow and get an IV so I can just have Coke Zero just put straight into my veins. So just to really keep me going here.
There you go.
I love it. So
yeah, it's been quite the couple of weeks here, in terms of, the finance world. It's just been this roller coaster of madness, and the media has been absolutely hilarious, just just showing how manipulated everything is. It's great.
Yep. Manipulated in the traditional finance world, right? The people who are out there who still believe that a 401k is a viable solution, and who believe that
government cares about you.
Government
regulations are there to save you.
Right? all the lies that you believe, keep on believing those lies. Let me know how that works out for you. But yeah, we have seen some reckoning, to say the least, man. When you can I ask? I mean, I know the answer probably without even asking you, but I'm going to ask you for the sake of the audience.
Yeah.
At any point, did you think about buying in on GME?
So I mentioned this on my show. One of my buddies, he's a big Reddit troll. He reads through the forums all the time, and he absolutely is entertained by Wall Street bets. And it was on January 20th. He actually sent me a text and said, "Looks like Wall Street bets is planning to bring GME from $20 to $200." And I was like, "Really? This sounds like crypto to me." And I was just like, so what's, the plan and all that, and he just basically explained it. And of course, it took like 6 days later was when it actually happened, on the 26th. And yeah, you feel a little bit of that FOMO afterwards. You're like, damn, that would have been fun, right? Just for shits and giggles, basically. But, my first response to him was, all right, so if these guys are planning this, they're going to be taking profits much earlier than their expected target price. And they're just going to be dumping on people, essentially. Whether, maybe that was me being pessimistic about the intentions of Wall Street bets, because, it's not a forum that I jump on all the time. But yeah, all that information now is right front and center. Didn't take part of it. Didn't take part of the Doge pump either. It was about maybe 6 to 12 hours before the Doge pump happened. I was like so tempted to put one.
I called you. I was like, Charlie, I'm gonna do it.
I was like, Godspeed, bro. Because you were already. I think when you decided to do it, it was at like 2 pennies.
So no, I got in at 4 cents, and then I got out.
High as fuck.
Yeah, but I got out at like 5.5 or something.
Yeah, you made profit. Exactly.
Yeah, I knew it was just short lived, and I knew like I was gonna get in and out that day. And once I saw
Max $200 doing on that.
Mac he came to his Mac the Day Gamer came to his senses and realized today he needed to go scoop some more ETH. He dropped a couple of G's into ETH today. So, but that being said, yeah, no, the Doge thing. I didn't make a lot. I made 1% of a Bitcoin. I didn't invest a lot, but hey, 1% of a Bitcoin, you're gonna give me free 1% of a Bitcoin. I'll take it every single
hell
time.
yeah. Hell yeah. Money, any bit that you can accrue is great. So it doesn't really matter how you do it. But, if you're like, hey, I just want a part of this pump just because it's, it's entertaining. And plus I can see the quick, turn, then,
Right.
more power to you. Right. And Cody says, everybody was asking me how to buy Doge at 7 cents, basically right at the peak. I love it.
I've seen a lot of people. I mean, Mia Khalifa bought bought the top. I think that's hilarious. You know who she is?
Yeah. She's all over Twitter. There's some pretty good memes with it all coming out of Wall Street Bets. Like I've done. I did a show last Thursday about it a little bit, and then on Monday on the Moon Gang we talked about this quite a bit. But I just loved seeing the memes come out of it. Just it's great. But now the funny thing about it is now the people on Wall Street, the people on CNBC, they're like kind of just. Yeah, exactly, right.
Joel's analysis. I was rooting for GME from the sidelines. I ain't no martyr. I was rooting for it too. I'm part of this digital marketing group, and they're good people, whatever, but they're all like normies when it comes to crypto. They're not based as fuck like us here. Charlie, we're gonna make shirts. I've decided, and it's gonna say crypto degenerate, and that's the shirt. So I'm gonna make those this week. But they're not crypto degenerates like us. But I saw them like getting a taste of like what crypto was, and I was just like, soon I will have an apprentice, much younger and more powerful than before. So I'm looking forward to. I mean, ultimately, I think that this was just a fantastic red pilling for a lot of people on the financial market. So for you guys,
but I don't think it's quite over yet. But
no, it's certainly not.
It's interesting as fuck.
What? No, now why do you not think it's over? Because we're at what $90 a share right now for GME?
Well, I mean, it could just fall off a cliff, that's for sure. But there's just a lot of speculation going around, and I think in terms of the conversation is mainly the part that's not over. In terms of the stock itself, they're moving on to other things. They tried to pump silver, that was actually a lot harder for them to do in terms of like making it sustainable at all.
Right.
And so, in terms of maybe the specific stocks that they choose, that part may be shifting, maybe over whatever. But in terms of like the conversation that's gotten started, you start seeing now, like, it's just interesting to kind of watch how the mainstream media kind of just keeps going down, the expected path. They're like, oh, we've beat these Reddit GameStop people. They're out of the market. They're done. The GME is going down to zero, and then, next week, again, something comes up, I'm sure, with them and just like they're back, it's just going to be this hilarious, media punch.
My favorite quote from this entire debacle is some Reddit user says, "We can remain retarded longer than they can remain solvent."
Great. Perfect.
Oh, God. What a time to be alive, man. It's a fantastic time to be alive.
Tons of Simple Jacks just going around there.
Real quick, we just want to take a moment just to say to this guy that took COVID withdrawal from 401k, put it into BTC and ETH. Good. Picked up GMA and AMC. Bad. Before the run and took some profits. Okay. You took some profits. I skipped. I didn't read that. Plus, holding for the cause. Don't hold for the cause, bro. The only cause is you. Like, just like it's not. It's like it's retarded. Don't do it.
And there's also some speculation, that the guys behind the media part of the Reddit portion, right, are really just also large hedge funds, So
I've heard about that.
Yeah, I that would not surprise me whatsoever.
It's kind of like the whole QAnon thing. How it turns out like there was like CIA agents, like running the thing, and like all these people were believing in QAnon. Like, just trust the plan.
Yeah.
No.
It's like, hey, let's get this mob going here, right? Mm-hmm. And let's get them, really pumped up with what they're doing. Maybe put a couple guys in the top who are really just, part of the money bags. And it's just, if that was the case, that'd be absolutely genius. Absolutely.
Yeah, it would, but I just don't think, we're really gonna. I just don't. I don't. So you think we're not at the end of this? I think it's over. I think we're not gonna.
No, I just think the media is going to continue talking about it for a while. I mean, it's the biggest media buzz thing that they've had in a long time. So I know some people are already, kind of sick about hearing about it. But yeah, it kind of, the one thing that I think we mentioned a little bit last time is this will just kind of fuel people's interest in crypto into a money that they don't control. They can kick you off of a platform like Coinbase or whatever, but they can't take your Bitcoin if you truly own it, right? So
Yep.
I think that portion of it as well, along with our Ethereum talk that we were talking last week, going to $2,000, right?
Here we are.
Money,
right? Here we are, just printing people free money, watching our free show, and yeah. So last week, it's funny. Like we have two friends locally. I made a pretty large play this week with Ethereum. And so we knew that this was coming. We don't just sit here and speculate for fun. Like we take action on our own advice. And we said last week, hey guys, looking at the Ethereum charts, it's looking like $2,000 is right around the corner. And here we are 1 week later, all-time high Ethereum. Not really signs of slowing down. Charlie, when we were talking earlier, excuse me, Hook Zero. Charlie, we were talking earlier, and you actually found a similar pattern in Ethereum that you saw in Bitcoin about Q4 of 2020. Yep. And that was really what really gave us the footing for this prediction and this move.
Yeah, should we take a look at that?
I think we should. What do you think about that?
Yeah, of course. Let me jump on this part here. All right.
Jonathan Anderson in the house. Yeah. And he's doubled my money in 2 months because of the consultation from Charlie and the course, the crypto mindset course, right around the corner from 6 figures in crypto. Much love to you guys for all you do. Mr. Anderson, congratulations. And that's been in 2 months. So in 2 months, he has made 6 figures.
Hell yeah.
Sorry for you guys that have to go to work today, but may the Lord be with you. Go ahead, Charlie.
Lovely, lovely. No, those are the types of stories I love hearing all the time. Just as we go along here, giving the people the power to, understand what they're getting into and then make their own decisions and proper decisions at that. It's great seeing all these guys winning out here. So, just, looking at what we got here for Bitcoin. The first thing that I'll take a look at is not the current situation, but the situation that we mentioned before. So, right, for Ethereum, we have new all-time highs. Today is the new all-time high at 1,571, right, is the top price here just a little bit earlier today. Now, if I go and look at this on a daily chart, right, it doesn't look that similar to Bitcoin when it was breaking out of the 20K region. It was looking a little bit different here. But if we go and we pull this out to the 1 week chart, right, and we just take a look at, okay, how long did it take Ethereum before it broke the all-time high? And the all-time high previously was about 1440. So that'd be, let's just put like a line right around there. And then for Bitcoin, if we also turn it to the 1 week chart, and we just put a line on the previous all-time high for Bitcoin was about 19,600, 700. So we'll put a line roughly around that area. Then you can see the basically the 1 month before Bitcoin had its massive breakout above 20,000. That week that it broke above 20,000 went from 19,100 to the peak of that week was 24,360. So in terms of like a percentage gain on that within 1 week, that was a 28% gain. So the pent up energy here for the 4 weeks before that breakout, it was continually testing that area. It just was about to blow off its top, right? What's the difference here with Ethereum? Not too much difference, right? Very, very similar. So the 3 weeks here, or 4 weeks roughly before Ethereum broke its top, it was making, a big surge towards its all-time highs here at the yellow line, tested that area, and basically had a similar pattern, right? Not exactly the same, but you had a big green candle, then a red, small red, another small green, another small red, and then a massive green candle. And that's what we had here. You had a pretty big green candle, right, a thinly traded red candle, decent green candle, a thinner red candle, and then boom, we got this blow off right here. Now, I don't expect Ethereum to be like running away like crazy automatically, because if we put on the Bollinger Bands here, we can see we have some resistance at the current price on the weekly chart, but Ethereum often starts moving up strongly on, or actually, sorry, I would say this. Ethereum is often kind of dumping towards the end of the week a little bit and then pumping over weekends, actually. That may change in the future, but at least right now, that's one of the patterns that we see. So I can see us maintaining this level of around 1,500 to 1,600. And it's very, very possible then once we get into the weekend that we start seeing Ethereum creep up here as the week gets closer to ending, this weekly candle getting much, much higher towards 1,700, 1,800. And by this time next week, I would not be surprised at all if we see Ethereum hit that 2,000 mark. So yeah, it's getting bullish here. And the last time, right, it was kind of building up this energy to kind of have a really big move. It was riding along this yellow and just below this red Bollinger Band. Right now, it's right on the bottom of the yellow, or right on the top of the yellow. And the red one, right, is all the way up here at about $1,900. Right. So there's plenty of more potential up move for Ethereum on the week. But it's just going to take a little bit of time. But that's actually a good thing. So a lot of people right now, I think what this does to the sentiment of how people are thinking about Ethereum right now is people have been seeing this kind of sloshing around the last few weeks. So like, oh crap, should I really buy Ethereum here? Because, well, it could crash, down to, $1,000 tomorrow. Right. And that's true, or that's possible. But if we go down here on the daily candles, we also have, before the breakout of this, this top here, you've basically had this also what was an uptrend continuing. So we've broken out of the top here. We've continued this uptrend. So unless Ethereum would really have to break back below these previous lows here, below 1,250 roughly, in order for it to kind of roll over here and not have a successful move up. But 9 signs out of 10 point to Ethereum leading the market. Yeah. And Bitcoin following up here. If I pull Bitcoin on a daily chart, right, Bitcoin also reclaimed its previous high that it had broken below during that big red candle here back on January 21st, but it's regained that area. Looks like it's also building up, but Ethereum should be gaining faster on Bitcoin.
When was the Elon pump? Like right around
this day here on January 29th. Right. So if I go and put that, so you can see that big wick up, basically he pumped it up.
Kind of hard to see on the screen, but
okay, I'll blow it up.
Yeah, it's just a little light. Okay, well, yeah, there it is. All right. Okay, perfect. Yep. Yeah, that's a massive wick. Yeah, now that we zoomed in, I couldn't see that before. Fantastic.
Yeah, if you go down to the 8-hour chart, you can see basically what happens with this type of temporary pump is you get this big green candle, and then you get a red candle that almost fulfills that and basically just cancels out that entire move. So essentially, whatever happened here didn't really matter.
Right.
And if actually the interesting thing was silver was one of them that they were talking about pumping the other day, right, with Wall Street Bets, and you see the same pattern here. You see a big pump up in the price, and then just a absolute cancellation, as if that pump never even existed or mattered at all.
Right.
So those types of things, I was talking about it a little bit of my show yesterday, are very temporary, and they don't really affect the overall trend of a stock. Now, DME was very different because that one wasn't just like a one-day pump and dump, right? That was over the course of a week, and that was because it was the first one of that type of pump. It had more effect. Also, Bitcoin and silver also have. It's harder to move the market from a retail trader's perspective on just like a pump and dump. So, regardless, all that matters though is that we're going up. And it's going to be a really good February for sure. So,
now, can I ask you a question?
In their positions.
I want to ask you a question. What do you think is leading the market with Ethereum? What do you think? I have my personal theory, but what do you think is why Ethereum is pumping up the way it is?
So it's just the stage of the bull market that we're in. So, Bitcoin gains the confidence of the entire market first, right? Absolutely. And so you have mainly Bitcoin only moves at the beginning of a bull market. Then you have after that, kind of an oscillating where Bitcoin will lead and then everything else will follow. Now we've gotten to the point of this bull market where everybody knows we're in a bull market and everybody's confident with crypto in general. So then you start seeing this kind of trickle down effect of money from Bitcoin then getting into Ethereum and also just jumping into some altcoins. And so we see Bitcoin dominance decreasing actually, which is a healthy thing for the overall crypto market. And we start seeing the entire market pump, and Ethereum generally leads the altcoins. And so Ethereum taking charge and leading the altcoins, and Bitcoin following. That just means we've been talking about, me and you, right? We've been talking about since the Tokyo Crypto Show in December. We said Ethereum is going to be the leader of the market,
right?
And for about 3 weeks, people are like, when's Ethereum going to move? Bitcoin's the only thing pumping. And then, boom, we get Ethereum at new all-time highs. Ethereum's leading the market. It's like, yeah, some people, they can't wait more than like a couple of days or a week or two before seeing something happen, right? But we can see that trend shift. And so this year is just, like we say, 2021, the year of crypto fun. Don't go out and buy just a bunch of random junk, stick with the good stuff. But there are some altcoins, right, that you can get into and feel relatively safe with. For example, Celsius and a few other coins, right? But Ethereum's the main play right now. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Real quick, I'm going to give my thoughts on that, but we're going to talk about our boy Mask with the $20 super chat donation. Thank you so much. Guys, please be sure to send a super chat to support either me or Charlie as we continue to produce free content for you on a weekly basis. Mask says, boys, I think I made it. I forgot my headphones for webinars, and some backwoods Becky at a gas station thought the emergency replacements are expensive for some people. I LOL'd, slowly becoming disconnected from the broke masses. I was thinking about it today. Like, could I ever go back to this like corporate lifestyle where you got to put on a suit and like, look at people in the office? I'm like, hey, how are you? And I was just like, nope.
Platitudes, yeah.
It's a pirate's life for me, baby. It's a pirate's life for me. I enjoy waking up at 12 o'clock in the afternoon and looking at my portfolio and being like, yep, I could go to sleep for 2 weeks and I'll be all right.
Get stuck in one of those comments, then you don't have to worry about when Ethereum's going to pump. You just wake up. Oh, there it goes.
There it is. I'm rich. Let me go back to bed. Our number one fan from China says Charlie is a multimillionaire. Not yet, but it's coming.
Hey, baby, dude, this is the great thing about this bull market, man. Like, just it's great to see guys like Masks, just being like, dudes, like things are going absolutely great. I know Victor's put some hefty bets down on things, and he's making a lot of good gains. It's just like, it's that opposite of the scarcity mindset. You're just looking at the abundance mindset. It's like, we're all here winning, right? And I think we've talked about this on your show for quite a while. All of these guys, wherever their starting line is, they can bring themselves up to that next level very easily with this. Not that it's not easy money, right? We're not talking about get rich quick or any of this shit. We're not talking about, go and buy a ton of Dogecoin. You're going to be rich when it hits $1 tomorrow. None of that bullshit. God. It's like, okay, yeah, there is a lot of stupidity in the markets. And I think that's the arguments that you're seeing about Wall Street bets, about crypto. You're just like, there's so many people that are going to get wrecked because they don't know what they're doing. And, that interview with Chamath that we were talking about, it's just, yeah, there are a lot of people who just are lemmings and do follow the crowd. But the people who actually try to understand, try to think, try to understand these assets, there are a lot of really smart people out there. And there's enough information out there that retail traders can win and they can do things correctly if they learn how to do that. And that's what we've done with the crypto mindset courses. We've given the guys all the tools, right? We've given them what they need to get started quickly and start making profits and be safe. But not everybody's going to listen to all of the warnings that we give them, right? People are going to do some mistakes and they're going to do those things. But
as long as gang is strong, man.
I'm sorry?
The ape gang is strong out there.
Exactly. And, if you're heavy in profits, that's not such a bad thing. But like, if you don't have a cushion of profits to fall back on, be a little bit more conservative to start. So everybody really needs to kind of understand where they're at. But there's this thing, in human psychology with people just trying to one up each other, trying to catch up with somebody else that maybe is like 5 years ahead of them because they started working on that aspect of their lives financially, maybe 5 years before that other person. So the idea of trying to basically chase wealth too fast is idiotic. But the fact that everybody here has an abundance mindset, we're all making money, we're all learning at whatever level we're at, and then we're all preparing for that Tokyo 2022 yacht party, baby. Good times for all to be had. So I've been telling a lot of guys, basically, your first bull market is where you can feel like you're getting rich, if you do it right and you get the information that's correct and you don't make too many mistakes. But you're always going to make something that's the tuition you need to learn. But you can feel like you get somewhat rich from where you started in one bull market, right? But the goal is not to go out there and buy just a new car or a new Rolex or whatever. And yeah, that stuff's great. It's absolutely great. Don't get me wrong.
Last thing you want to do is get rich and start buying stupid shit. Okay, don't make a fuckload of money and buy a bunch of dumb shit. Very bad idea.
Just don't do it. No,
don't do it.
But I'm not saying that exactly. What I'm saying is it's in the second bull market, right? Once somebody goes through an entire cycle, like me and you, right? I mean, you started crypto before I did, so you've been through an entire cycle. Now you're on your second one through what we've been doing with the Tokyo Crypto Show, right? And this is why the situation that we're in, right? We get to go from, so the first bull market, you can make some riches, and then you can start making some real wealth. And then, if you do this multiple cycles, if we do this for a third one, dude, like sky's the goddamn limit. You can do whatever you want in this game. Like in the 2020s, this decade, crypto is the game that, if you understand it correctly and you do it correctly, I mean, hands down, you can win. And there's a lot of people who make a lot of mistakes and then they come back from those. But it's the people who they make a mistake and they don't learn from it and they just get salty and say, crypto sucks, man. Like it makes everybody poor, blah, blah, blah. They don't understand what's going on.
The biggest mistake, and I'm seeing it happening now with people all the time, right? The normies, they're all norming along, and they're just like, "Hey, man, can you give me some hot tips, man? Give me some hot tips." And they're expecting like, "Hey, I'm gonna buy this. I'm gonna get a hot tip from this guy
and give it
make $1 million, right? I'm gonna make $1 jillion, and then I'm gonna have my yacht party, whatever." And it's like, no, look, here's okay. Here's where I'm going to lose a lot of you guys because I'm going to tell you the truth. All right.
Yeah, people tend not to like that. They like to hear the mythology and the nice stories, all that bullshit.
All right, so put on your big boy pants, gentlemen. But the thing is this: you're going to have to become competent in understanding cryptocurrency, the market, the variation in the currencies available, what they do, who's influencing what, the CEOs, if I say Vitalik Buterin, or if I say Roger Ver, or if I say Justin Sun, or I say Charles Hodgkinson's, you got to know who these people are. You got to know what coins they're associated with. You got to know which ones are the, pieces of shit like Justin Sun. And so
we're not streaming on DLive now.
You got to just know, and you got to know the inside jokes. Like you got to become educated in this market fundamentally, which is, I'm more the fundamental guy and Charlie is the technical guy, but you need to be, I have technical understanding as well, not as in depth as Charlie, but I do have technical understanding and I do have a fundamental understanding. Little things here and there that we've been pointing out. If you guys are paying attention, like even right now, DOT is at an all-time high. And we were talking about DOT when it was $4 or $5, and we're just like, this is the one. This is something that's going to happen. And so again, moving forward, guys, it is just, you're gonna have to educate yourself real quick. We're gonna hit these super chats and let's just dive into the meat of today's show. Chris Garcia says, teaching us to fish, not simply throwing us fish. Thank you, Charlie. right? That's a $4.99 for you. And then he also sent a $4.99 for me. And he said, teaching us to fish, not simply throwing you fish. Thank you, MLD John. Thank you for your generosity, Mr. Garcia.
Yeah, he's a very smart man. Like, and yeah, he takes on the information, he goes and does it, and he takes on his own style. It's great.
Sage Fields for 49 super chat says you start at one place, and as long as you steadily increase or get better at any rate, then you are good. Absolutely. And then
incremental improvements.
I think is this you or is this me?
It's all good.
It says the RP awakened mindset. MLD, how does one with zero experience become competent and knowledgeable? Charlie, I think you have the best advice for that one.
Yeah, consistency and persistence, and then seeking the right people who have more knowledge than you to gain that knowledge, right? So how do those three things go together, right? It's hard to find the right people and the people who can teach you well, because each person's psychology is a little bit different. So some teachers will fit some person's psychology better than others, but then also some teachers will tell you the truth. Some will tell you fairy tales, right? So just find people who are willing to tell you the truth, willing to give it to you straight, and then build you up from there. And then in terms of the consistency and persistence, just it's like learning a language, right? When we both studied Japanese and we learned Japanese from zero before, we didn't come here because we studied Japanese in university or anything like that. And the first thing is like, okay, I want to be functional. So I'm not going to go and look into a Japanese textbook for a year and then try to use it here. I'm going to look at it for 5 to 15 minutes a day. I'm going to learn how to say, I want, eggs, or I want, to order something, right? And then you'll do that. You'll remember it. It's all that practice with spaced repetition, right? Just a little bit every day, 15, 30 minutes every single day. And then that's the consistency. And then the persistence is don't fucking give up. So many people, they're like, I want to learn a language, or I want to learn a new skill or whatever. And they try it for what, a week, 2 weeks, a month, 3 months. And then they're like, well, I'm not a master at it now, right? I'm going to go on to something else, and then on to something else, and then on to something else. Just so short attention spans, right? So it's that persistence that really is what wins out overall. So many people think it's intelligence. It's not. It's just persistence and consistency, and then finding the right information you have to wade through a lot of bullshit to get to that. So it's not.
It's so true, because I bought my first Bitcoin for $800 in 2016, and then that was Q4 2016, and then I was buying a bunch of it. I was accumulating Bitcoin before I even met Charlie, and I started thinking I could make money gambling Bitcoin, and I lost a lot of Bitcoin gambling. I remember at that time I wasn't making a lot of money. I was only making a couple $4,000 to $6,000 a month sometimes. And then I remember I lost $1,200 in Bitcoin. And I was just like, it was a real punch in the face. And then, then I got the job at the good company with you. That's when we met. And then I started doing massive investments, and our investments went really well. I was up 60K at one point, but then due to our stupidity, I got completely wiped out. I lost everything. I lost $60,000, right? So that really was, a punch in the stomach. And just, 2018 was one of the worst years of my life. And
you could have been salty as hell and been like, crypto's the devil. It's the worst thing that ever happened, blah, blah, blah. But you didn't, right? You understood the world is going digital. The internet's not going away. This is going to be something. And you decided, hey, let's make something of this, right? And we used that knowledge, I think Rainier says being a degenerate also does wonders for learning. Yeah, like those types of big losses on stuff that maybe, right, in hindsight was like, yeah, that was stupid. It helps you to really learn a lot faster. So as long as you don't run away from that, short-term pain.
So let's talk about, we're talking about Ethereum, and I just think, from a fundamental standpoint, I'll just say this, right? In regards to Ethereum, just looking at this chart here, right here, this is just the coin market cap, right? And so looking here, obviously DOT has just hit its ATH right here. Fantastic. 1957. You're welcome. And when people look at this chart, right, of these cryptocurrencies, the average Joe, even like, the boomer stock market guy who is like, I'll get into this crypto, whatever, the geriatrics, they look at this and they see $36,000 per unit. And they're like, well, it's a little risky, right? Especially for those guys in Wall Street who are like ultra risk averse.
And then seeing that 20% within a week, right, scares the crap out of them because they're not used to that type of percentage volatility either. A lot of the time. Yep.
Well, this ain't, this ain't the 1950s, grandpa. Like, it's 2021, baby. We're cracked out on crypto. This market never closes. And crypto is associated with one word and one word only: volatility. But I think the average person looks at this and thinks, damn, I really can't get into here. But number two is, boom, right here, Ethereum, $1,500, right? Still very, very possible for the average person to acquire an Ethereum. Very, very possible, right? To be honest, Charlie, you and I did not expect $36,000 Bitcoin right now. This happened way
yeah,
fast.
it happened way faster than I like that. The thing that I thought was craziest was, when Bitcoin hit 42,000 in January, like that was fast. Like, I expected by the spring, right, for some good price action, but like by December, right, I think I would have been happy if you would have said, like, back in like August or something, if you said Bitcoin was about $17,000 to $17,000 at the end of 2020, I would have been like, yeah, I've been extremely happy with that. And we were way past that.
So, looking at this, crypto, no matter, like, usually, so we predicted 2000. I would not be surprised if Ethereum blew past that. Because every time we make solid predictions, it always hits the prediction, and like, we have a pretty solid track record. You don't believe us? It's transparently here on YouTube. Go back and watch what we said. Like, it is very, very, very transparent. So I believe that due to Ethereum's second place marker here, people are just going to think that this is a far more acquirable currency, because a lot of people still think, oh man, I want to buy a Bitcoin, but I don't have $36,000, so I could never buy one Bitcoin. And they think that you can only buy one Bitcoin in one increment. I mean, that's just this. That is literally 99.9% of all people out there.
There's also some people that say, well, if you hold it offline, does the price appreciate? I'm just like, Jesus Christ. If you bury gold in the ground, does the price, freeze along with gold?
God, mattress money. So again, fundamentally speaking, just for Main Street people, this right here is something that they just look at it and they think, yes, this is, acquirable. This is one thing I can do. And when in doubt, I mean, like Charlie says, when in doubt, zoom out. Look at the chart that we had earlier today. You can see clearly that Ethereum is outpacing Bitcoin at quite a rapid rate in regards to percentage of growth. And excuse me, that's just because that's just because Bitcoin is just ridiculously high. It's just like
it's an older, more mature asset by comparison too. So like, it's like the same thing with Polkadot and Ethereum, right? Right now, Ethereum's leading the market, but Polkadot, right, especially once the altcoins get going this cycle, and then if it survives the bear market, the next cycle, Polkadot will be outpacing Ethereum. So Ethereum right now is going through a lot of the growing pains that Bitcoin was in 2017, which was high fees, right? Too many people using the network, slow network.
Yesterday was so jammed up. Like, remember, I bought some Ethereum. I bought one Ethereum yesterday, and it just to get the Ethereum, it took so the Ethereum was sent to my account at 5:38 p.m. JST, and it arrived at my account at 11:30 approximately. It took 6 hours for one Ethereum to get off their network into my wallet, right? And then this was exactly what happened in 2017 when the mempool was all jacked up with Bitcoin, and the miner fees were insane. The market was the entire network was just jacked up. That's how you say it, Charlie. Is it mempool or mempool?
Oh, you're correct, mempool.
Yeah, okay. All right, okay. I've heard somebody say meme pool the other day. It's like, no, the meme pool's on Charlie's show every day.
Yeah, that's how it's written. It looks like I want to go into the meme pool. That'd be fun.
2022. We're gonna have a meme pool on that yacht party, baby. But yeah, as you can see, Polkadot also is having a very nice little breakout right here. And honestly, as much as Arthur Hayes is a piece of shit, he's right, because he said shitcoin plus China equal profit. And so this is, I saw the advertisement for Polkadot in China, and I saw, listen, Chinese people love money, guys. Okay. Chinese people love cash. And, when you see marketing for this their GitHub is really active. I think they have 20 Chinese developers on their team as well. Is that what we were talking about that with Jacob the other day when we were out for your party? And so, I mean, fundamentally speaking, all the pieces are in line here for this takeoff. The one thing that I'm a little concerned about, full disclosure, is once we get this Polkadot network up and running, A, is it going to work, and B, is it going to be adopted? Those are my only concerns.
Any new technology, right? So it's the same thing that people were concerned about with Ethereum. They were like, I remember meeting a guy in the Tokyo crypto Bitcoin meetups, right, that we had here in Tokyo with Roger Ver and Vitalik Buterin and CZ back in 2017. I met this guy. He is from New Zealand, ran some small exchange based out of New Zealand, and he was like, I was like talking about Ethereum with him. I'm like, yeah, I'm so stoked about Ethereum at $90. Now it's 400. He was like, oh, well, I bought Ethereum, when it was like, less than $1. I was like, holy shit, you must be loaded. He was like, nope, I sold it at like $16. I was like, why? And he was just like, well, he basically made a 10x or 100x by that point, whatever. And I was just like, and he was like, yeah, I really don't see how Ethereum, it's way overpriced right now. I don't really see how it's going to actually change anything in crypto. Like, it's not as good as Bitcoin, blah, 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 blah. And even to this day, right, if you go to watch some of the Bitcoin maximalists, that have been around for ages, right, they still say like Ethereum's shit, there's no point for it. They still don't see the value in it. And all the meanwhile, Ethereum is making an entirely new area, which is decentralized finance, as in DeFi, right? And if the purpose is not to be the same as Bitcoin or not to challenge Bitcoin. It's to add to the maturity of the cryptocurrency market. And for whatever reason, because they have horse blinders on, whatever, they don't want to see that. And so, like a lot of people in the bull market, right, they'll make some money, but they don't let their winners ride long enough because they think too much. They have too many biases. So it's the same thing with Polkadot. A lot of people are like, I don't see how it's really going to change crypto. There's a lot of competitors to it, blah, 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 blah. But, you never know where things will end up. Yeah, it could crash and burn. It could get, censored because it's working, with some different projects in China, whatever. But, we sit and wait, and then we take our original principle out once we talked about this price when it was at $5. It's $20 now. That's a 4x in price. Take your original investment out. You have 3/4 of that investment now is pure profit. You can hold that shit till the end of the bull market and not have to worry about, what's going to happen with it. Right.
Yep. I just say, with, the number one disservice you'll do to yourself, gentlemen, for you guys, there's a lot of shadow watchers out there. Shadow watcher is a guy who never comments, never sends money, never leaves, doesn't subscribe, but he watches on a regular basis. Right. For a lot of these shadow watcher guys, the biggest disservice you'll do to yourself is not joining an educated community during this bull run. I love the crypto mindset group, and I'm going to tell you why. The reason I love the crypto mindset group is because, one, they are full-blown degenerates. Okay. Two, all right, anytime I have a cryptocurrency related question at any point in the day, because it's a global network, I can go into Telegram and type in my question or get an opinion, and I know it'll be an educated opinion. It won't be just some idiot like, my grandpa said Ripple's going up, so I bought it. None of that crap. It's like educated men, educated opinions, and that's the thing. You're a fool if you're going to think you're going to make money in this Bitcoin bull market on your own. Okay. You're not. You're going to need help. And that's what we're doing the show for. That's why Charlie offers all of his services on cultivatecrypto.com. Crypto Mindset course is coming out in March. I'm going to be heavily involved in that one as well. And like I said, proof's in the pudding. Hey, Charlie, me, all the moon gangers, all the hot dude army, we're gonna get rich this year. I mean, we already are rich, but we're gonna get richer. But it's just a matter of if you're joining us or not. So if you're here, you already got one step ahead of the game. Other than that, for my guys on my side, don't forget to smash for you guys that are in the hot dude army. Don't forget to put those Bitcoin emojis in the chat right now. If you got some cryptocurrency, just sling on those Bitcoins. Welcome to my man Harold, to a new member to the Hot Dude Army. Thank you so much. Let's see. One more thing. I want to catch up with these super chats. And then, okay, so Digi Nomad with the $2 Canadian, which is like 17 cents, said incremental buy or on the dip, hold, sell. Charlie?
So yeah, it depends on what you're buying and when. In this current situation for Ethereum specifically, neither. Just buy it as much as you need right now. Ethereum's not going to give you if there's $100 difference to the downside, it's not going to make much of a difference. Whereas if it moves, $500 to $1,000 to the upside, that's going to make a huge difference, right? So just get in and enjoy, because that's where we're at in this market. A month ago, I would have told you buy incrementally, but not really any time for that on Ethereum right now. And the dips will be shallow. But for Celsius, right, there's still a little bit of time on that. So yeah, maybe you can do maybe some weekly buys on that over the next couple of weeks. But Celsius as well, once it starts moving, these things move fast in the bull market. So you gotta know where you are with it and then get it quick. Yeah, usually I wouldn't give that advice. Usually I'd say dollar cost averaging is great, blah, 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 blah. But you don't want to, when you know that there's a large move in the market, it's just time to get some.
Yeah. And the most important thing you should remember from what Charlie just said is that is not financial advice.
Exactly.
So Anonymous with the $5 super chat says, what would a wise man do with $25,000 today? Should he wait for Ethereum to fall a bit or get it now at 40-hour tops? Also, what top coins would be a good idea today? So you're doing exactly what we told you not to do, which is asking two random strangers on the internet what to do with your money. I mean, Charlie, go ahead.
Yeah, I'll
start cursing. So.
I'll answer the question, and then like I said, not financial advice. Don't take it with a grain of salt. And DYOR, do your own research after I give this advice. So this, for example, the charts that I showed of Ethereum before, I'm talking about the market. Go find information today that might counter what I've said or might add to what I've said, and just try to get an informed opinion on it. But yeah, right now, when in doubt, just buy Ethereum, right, in this market, and jump into Ethereum. Then if you really don't understand what's going on in terms of all of crypto, then start studying it and figuring out, and then you can use that Ethereum as it appreciates in price to buy other cryptocurrencies. But don't just jump into other cryptocurrencies if you truly don't even understand. If you can't explain in a paragraph or less what Ethereum is or what Bitcoin is or whatever coin you're holding is, you should probably take the 5 to 15 minutes to go and find that information first. But anyways, I would say if you buy Ethereum, and maybe a little bit of Bitcoin, just a smidge, and then, a decent chunk of Celsius, those three coins right now are going to do you just fine. But then once you do that, because I did the same thing, right? When I first started, somebody told me what to do exactly. And then I bought it. I held it. Once I started making gains, that was boom, why I wanted to start learning heavily, right? So I get people, out there wanting to do that. But at the same time, that if you start taking tips on people telling you to buy Doge because it's going to the moon and stuff, it's a slippery slope. So DYOR, do your own research once you get this information, once you start getting in the market. And maybe, the first bit that you put down, right? Let's say if you put down, let's say all 25K today, how would you feel if that didn't pan out, right, for 3 months? And let's say Ethereum goes sideways for 3 months or even down, how would you feel? Just understand and always look to the downside. Don't be only looking to one side of the coin. You have to have, some risk management along with that too.
Fantastic. We got the super chats keep coming in, so let's keep addressing them. American Mustang Stories with the 9.99 super chat says, "I would love to make quick money." Me too, but it's hard to want to pull any money out of Ethereum at a point. It could potentially grow for a long time. Yeah, 401k. So I'll just tell you from my standpoint is this, okay? For all you guys that are involved, for you guys that are sideliners trying to, decide what to do, here's the deal. Before you start making trades, before you start doing anything, you need to have a concrete goal in mind. You need to have an exit strategy. The first tier for my exit strategy is 5 million. Okay. Once I see that 5 million, I'm like, okay, I'm done. I just need to chill out. Unless the charts show me like, nope, we're rocketing off. If like all charts confirm like there are no breaks on this train, then I stay in, but if it's like, if it's iffy or it's a 50-50, 5 mil, I'm out. I'm just like, okay, cashing out the chips, sit down, have a steak, take a deep breath, silk it up, and then, pay triple my taxes. And then, that's my thing. When I first got involved with crypto, I had a really, really low goal. I was just like, yeah, I just want enough money to be able to get a house, right? That was my goal. Like, I just want to be able to buy a house with this money. I can buy several houses now. And I don't want to, and now I have the new goal, which is, the 5 million mark. So with this things, my man, you really want to be careful, because this is why I lost all my money in 2017. I had no exit plan. I got really greedy. Then the market crashed and I lost $60,000. If you saw a negative $60,000, balance in your portfolio right now, a lot of you guys would cry, feel sick, do drugs, drink alcohol, go to the brothel, whatever your vice is, you would dip deep into it. For me, it's Domino's pizza, and I ate like 3 pizzas that week. So you got to have a plan. Charlie, do you want to say anything?
No, I agree with that 100%. If you're, looking to buy ETH and just you're not like so sure of like when a top in the market is or whatever, and you can like just not touch it for a long time. Same with Bitcoin. If you really just want to buy and hold it as like the new version of a 401k plan, like there's always been times, right, where somebody's like, oh, I forgot, a couple Bitcoin, didn't look at it for 10 years and then came back and boom, I'm doing great. So if that's the situation that you're in, right, as long as it's money that you don't need to touch and really don't care about, and that's the long-term HODL plan, that's fine. Just make sure it has to be like a main cryptocurrency that is not going away for that amount of time, which would basically just be Bitcoin, Ethereum, and maybe Litecoin. And then, just, don't look at the price ever again until maybe like 10 years down the road. Right. So it's kind of like one of those time capsule type deals. You're not going to get the most bang for your buck, and over time, right? The ROI on Bitcoin and Ethereum does reduce, right? The pumps do get less and less over time, but yeah, I mean, it's not a bad thing to be holding it for a long time. It's just, for example, if you're holding something like, Ripple or Doge or whatever for like several years, that's really bad.
Speaking of Ripple, Hugo's been trying so hard to get a hold of you, by the way.
I sent him an email earlier today. Yeah.
He's been blowing me up. Mojado with the $20 super chat. Thank you so much for your kindness. Says, when in March will the course run? He's talking about the crypto mindset course. I'd like to be ready for it. I'm sure the other degens in the previous courses are ready for the webinars as well. Well, all you need to do, if you really don't want to miss out on anything, just go down to cryptomindsetcourse.com and you'll be able to get on the waiting list for Charlie's course, which is happening on, what's the date, Charlie?
So that's what we're looking at right now. I'll confirm this by tomorrow, but it looks like right now we're going to probably have sales go from March 5th through the 9th, and then we'll probably be starting the course around the 11th or 12th of March. So we're aiming for the middle of March. So I'll let everybody know tomorrow the exact dates on that, but that's what it's looking like at the moment.
There you go. You heard it here first. Boom! Breaking news on the Tokyo Crypto Show. Ricky 985 with the $10 Canadian says, "Hey Charlie and MLD, have my passive crypto money. Couldn't set it up without Charlie's help. Charlie, are you still interested in knowing the quant backtest process could help you analyze Fred data? Looks like this guy's taking the Fred pill. You guys can communicate there. Punisher says, "Am I censored? Can you see my messages?" No, we can see you in the modern lumberjack attire. There, we have collectively over 400 people watching live right now. So,
Nice.
It's just the chat is flying by. So, the quickest way to get Charlie's help directly, go to cultivatecrypto.com. If you want to talk to me about crypto as well, you could go to modernlifedating.com and book a consultation there. We're both very educated, and we can point you in the right direction. And if you can't get a hold of Charlie, you could use consultations go through me to get to Charlie. So, and I'm telling you, this is, guys, listen, we're just here at the very, very, very beginning. Okay. Like, this is just Q4 this year. Like, it's going to be
good.
It's going to, like, I have never looked forward to being older ever in my life, but this year I'm like, can I just liquidate everything I own and wake up in Q4? Let's do another one real quick. Pungmung with the SGD 55. I don't know what that is. Looks based on the color.
I don't know.
Thanks, Charlie and John. Great show and advice. Given all the money printing and other stuff happening in the mainstream economy, when will the bull run actually end? So me and Charlie are split on this. I think the bull run's going to end Q1 or early Q1 2022. Charlie, you think it's going to extend, right?
Yeah, I think we get an extended one this time around into mid to late, somewhere between, maybe end of Q2, beginning of middle or so of Q3 2022. Could extend longer than that, actually, too, if that does pan out. But I think we get a little bit more of an extended one. But, God only knows, right? There's a lot of speculation going on with, lengthening Bitcoin cycles and all that jazz. And it's just, it's something that you can, predict some things, a month out, 2 months out pretty solidly for crypto. You can then also on the macro view, make some generalized predictions, year on year or a couple of years in advance. But to truly have, the detail on that, like we always say here, right? If somebody tells you they know exactly what's going to happen, they're full of shit. But as long as somebody gives you, the idea of where things are going, and then as we get closer to those goals, right, we look at the new data coming in and reconfirm or get a new idea, right? We have to just take roll with the punches as they come in and take the information as we get it.
Yeah, and then I think we had another one. Busy B with the $20 super chat going straight to Charlie. He says, "Awesome content. Definitely paying it forward. Got all my family on the mat. Smash that like button. Buy, sell." Here's the thing, guy. If your family's on the train because of you, listen, you got to make sure you join Crypto Mindset and you make sure that you're at.
Busy Bee's been doing his homework. He's been
good.
Very well. He was in the Crypto Mindset last quarter. I'm sure he'll be in the next quarter. Very smart dude. So he's definitely paying it forward. I always tell the guys, it's the process of see one, do one, teach one. Right. Understand the information first. Try to emulate, copycat the people who are doing well. Then start doing it yourself. Do your own research. Do all these things. Become independent. And then go out there and teach an army if you have the patience for it, and spread the good word. But more so for yourself to really, kind of solidify that knowledge in your head. Because if you do that process, it's the best way to truly learn something and internalize it, and then continue going with it. But also then you tend to help some other people. So it's good to see that, he's paying the knowledge forward as well.
So like I said, the biggest thing you could do to help yourself is truly Pay attention to what we're saying. Another thing is this, guys. Look, I see a lot of people splitting their attention between certain YouTubers and whatever on the internet getting information about crypto. Now, I'm gonna be very honest with you, okay? That is most likely going to lead you down a bad path. Okay. Even if you don't choose to take our information here at the Tokyo Crypto Show, I highly advise you just to have one source, because if you have multiple sources and you're relatively new to the space, your brain is going to become like scrambled eggs. You're not going to be able to discern what is correct, what is incorrect, because you're not going to be able to test with your knowledge and one person's knowledge who's giving it to you, like us right now. So I would say if you're going to be participating in this and you choose us, like it's imperative to your financial success. You got to hit the like button, you got to hit subscribe, and you got to turn the notification bell on. That's the most important thing. Remember to come here. For a lot of you guys are saying, how do I become good at crypto? How do I become competent? You listen in on crypto-based conversations. You follow the market. That's what we do. We guys, we're like, the arbiter of information for you. We collect all the information on the internet and we present it to you in a very digestible format. I think the conversational tone of this episodes that we have is where it's at, because it's easy, it's digestible, and we're in the morning for you guys. Obviously, it's nighttime for us here in Tokyo. It's it's past midnight right now, but it's morning time for you guys, and so these little things here will really put you ahead of the rest of the pack. Red Pill, mine says, is there any other platform I can use other than Kraken, Coinbase, and Binance? NYS is restricting me.
Yeah, New York State's a son of a gun.
New York sucks, dude. Like the governmentally speaking, New York is a fucking shithole.
Yeah,
New
the
York
next one
sucks,
would be
Cali sucks.
Yeah, exactly. The next one to try would be Gemini.
Yeah.
Because that's a very good one in New York that's highly regulated. New York likes them. So Gemini.
Do you think that's because the stock market, New York stock, Wall Street's in New York, and that's why the regulations are so shit for crypto?
Yeah, of course. I mean, they're protecting. I mean, the one thing, when I the first time I went to New York, I was 12 years old, right? And I was taking a ferry out to the Statue of Liberty, and I didn't know anything about money or anything at the time. And my dad was like, "You see those two buildings over there, pointing to the World Trade Center?" He was like, he said all the money, but he meant like the majority of the money in the world flows through those two buildings, right? Mm-hmm. And I was trying to remember, on 9/11 when it happened, I was like, because I didn't see it on TV, just heard it through a PA announcement at my school at first. I was trying to remember. I was like, I've been there, I've seen those two buildings, and that was the first thing I remembered. And then later, I was like, oh, that makes sense as to why that was attacked, right? Because it's all about the money, baby. And it's the same thing with you just you just got to follow the money and figure all this stuff out. But that's why New York State really, they're trying to protect themselves because they're the financial capital of the world. They don't want that to be disintermediated and then spread out across the world. And now all of a sudden, what power do they have, right? So,
right. Well, guys, listen, that's going to do it for us today. We wanted to just do a little quick and easy digestible show for you. We know there's a lot going on in the markets right now. Long story short, don't get caught with the shiny object syndrome. Okay. Don't just like chase the newest and greatest thing, like don't ape into Doge, and then don't ape into GMC and then AMC and all this stuff. As soon as I saw people like, yeah, I'm gonna buy AMC after GME took off, I was like, dude, they're gonna lock this down. There's no way they're gonna let this happen. Yep. And here we are. But the good thing is people just realize the corruptness of Wall Street. Guess what? You can't do that in crypto. You can do it on the exchanges. You can shut down the exchanges like Coinbase does every week. But other than that, it's something.
You just go somewhere else.
Yeah, just go somewhere else. Not your keys, not your crypto. So make sure you have your crypto to yourself. Real quick, Red Pill Mike Awaken says Gemini doesn't have all the coins like Cell, etc. Okay, well, Binance.us. You're gonna have to use a VPN, buddy.
Yeah, well, that doesn't matter, right? You just buy Bitcoin and Ethereum on Gemini and then use unverified or other exchanges that You don't have to give them all your personal information like Uniswap, like a decentralized exchange, to get the other stuff. So all you need to do is get your fiat to either Ethereum or Bitcoin, and then you can use other tools to get the other coins that you want.
Okay, and then last one, Randall J, $5 super chat says, very new to crypto, currently got money in our Robinhood. Should I wait until I get Kraken set up before selling and pulling the money out? Depends on what your portfolio looks like, but yeah, I can't say, but I would get into crypto as soon as you can.
Yeah, exactly. Just make the move as soon as you can and just get that Kraken set up real fast.
Okay, so he says we missed a couple of super chats. I don't think so. I think I got them all. I don't see them anymore.
I never saw any come through that we missed.
No, it could be just a comment. Anyways, guys, look, that's gonna do it. Like, comment, subscribe. Like, comment, subscribe. Hit the notification bell and replay this. Play it on every episode you have. Play it on every TV you have, every iPhone, smartphone, whatever the hell you got. Your iPad, PlayStation 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Until then, you guys have a wonderful day. Live long and prosper. Peace out.